one tradition always remains the same, and every December, January, I crunch the numbers. As the largest distributor of specialty produce and variety produce in the United States, we have the ability to easily track where trends are going to be and what consumers are going to be buying in the future months to come, based upon people like you who like to publicize and talk about how to eat all these exciting fruits and vegetables in your dishes. Whether it's from a blog, social media, TV, radio show, cookbook, all those influences determine what the consumer is going to buy when they get at the store. Or when a consumer has an enjoyable experience at a restaurant, then they go to their store to duplicate that whole concept and idea. And hence, trends emerge. And of the 1,600 produce items that we do, I've come up with a list. Jackfruit. We're going to be giving out this baby today. I know a couple of you have been eyeing it. This is probably the smallest of all jackfruit. Every time I show this somewhere at an event, because we do a lot of events throughout the year, everybody says, durian. I'm like, no. Because if it got ripe and broke open, we would clear the room in no time. So this is a jackfruit. I always say it looks like a big beehive. And the neat thing about the jackfruit, as Tom would agree, because he loves to cut them open, right? Yeah. They're actually one of the hardest to work with of all fruits. So there's actually 3 parts to the fruit. And if you came up to our platter, we have them up here every once in a while. The fresh durian fruit is what you enjoy on the inside, the yellow fruit. But you can take the seeds, put them to the side, cook them. It kind of tastes like something between chestnuts and potatoes. Also, there's little fibers in there as well. Take those to the side. You can cook them and use them in like a vegetarian. It's the only fruit, I believe, that is a protein, believe it or not. And so when they're green and hard like this, before they start turning yellow, typically those are the types that the vegans and vegetarians want to use to make a vegan pulled pork. Because once it starts to ripen up, soften up, turn yellowish brown, and become very fragrant, then the fruit may get a little too sweet. But those are the parts that are used in this vegan pulled pork. And it's funny because we carried this fruit for like 20-some years, and nobody cared until the vegans came into town. They discovered about 4 or 5 years ago that the vegans and vegetarians use it in a meat substitute in Southeast Asia. The whole entire fruit and seeds both contain protein. Yeah. Yeah, I know, crazy, huh? So that's number 10. Number 9, I was just talking about, it's the larger. So, you know, the regular size strawberry papayas, the common papayas are single serving size. But, you know, you get a better value if you have a family of 4 or 5, because then you can cut this open and enjoy it. So pound per pound, it's less expensive than a regular papaya. Regular papayas cost like $2 or $2.50, sometimes $3. And then these papayas cost about $5, and you get 3 to 4 times more.
Does that taste the same as the strawberry?
Very similar. Would you say, from a culinary perspective, it tastes
strawberry
right?
papaya is just amazing.
Well, I hate papaya.
I do too.
You're not supposed to say that. You're not paid to say
You
that.
say it's not my favorite.
I don't
but-
like the smell, but I really like the red Caribbean. And to me, it's
Which is the large one.
It has no odor, and it doesn't. It's the most mild out of all the papayas, I think. But the strawberry is the closest. It used to be the strawberry is the only one that I would eat if I ate any.
Yeah.
I really like this one actually.
Okay.
It's really good for your digestive system.
Does it turn red?
Yeah, inside.
Inside it's pink and whatnot.
Okay.
But this is the thing, maybe you were trying to get to that. The color on the outside is not an indication of ripeness. This is not a banana, you know, nor a mango. A mango also you don't enjoy for its color. The ripeness, unlike a banana, when it turns yellow, then you know it's ripe. People think that papayas and mangoes have to turn a color like yellow or orange or something like that for them to be ripe. That's definitely not the case. Aroma, and soft to the touch, and then you know it's right. Usually about 3 or 4 days at room temperature, 2 to 3 days at room temperature when you buy them from your store. Okay, number 8, Chayote Squash. Is it a fruit or is it a vegetable?
Fruit.
Squash. Squash. Fruit. It's got seeds in it.
Trick question.
Because it's a fruit that you actually cook. You don't typically eat this raw. I don't think most people eat this raw. But it's very popular in Latin dishes. Tom?
Yeah, if you I don't know if you've ever worked with it and you peel it. The first time I did it, I thought when I was done, I thought something happened to my skin. It looked like I had this film, and I didn't know what the heck happened. I thought I was allergic to something. It just gives off like this residue. So I would wear gloves if I peel it. But actually, what I like to do with it is I just wash it, cut the ends, and I slice it and I grill it. And it's really tasty. Slice it thin and grill it.
In most Hispanic dishes, it's like a staple. It's an everyday item.
Yeah,
Like,
soup.
think of it like as a potato, you know. Ruby Gold potatoes. So just to give you a perspective, what are the Ruby Gold potatoes? And you see them a lot in our dishes when the kitchen crew wants to use a red skin potato. So if they're not using Dutch yellow potatoes, guess what? They're using Ruby Gold potatoes usually. Number 6, our value-added items there. We are the company that pioneered this category of value-added, ready-to-go, in-the-package products there. The steamed beets, our steamed beets was the original item. Over the last 15 years, we've introduced 12 packs total. We even do some organic as well, like our beets there that are ready to go. We do have a competitor in the marketplace in the last few years there that does it, but ours are from France, and theirs are from somewhere else, and ours tastes better. So, all right. Dragon fruit. Now, there's 3 different varieties of dragon fruit. So there's the pink one that you guys are familiar with. That is the most popular. There's a yellow one as well. I'm going to be talking about the yellow one in a little bit. This is a yellow one we actually newer from Israel. It cuts white. So there's 2 different flesh colors. There's a white flesh color, and then there's like a deep purple magenta variety that we do as well. Dragon fruit has been one of the biggest trends, and I've been talking about dragon fruit as a trend for the last 5 years. So it's an old trend that continues to go. Like when I kept on talking about kale for a long, long time. So, so dragon fruit comes in as number 5. Number 4, believe it or not, even though the lentils was our second introduction in this, we're the only company that does it, so we don't have any competitors in the marketplace. And we do it both conventionally and organically. So you know there's growth in a category when a company starts offering it also organically as well. Okay. Number 3, ginger. We've always been known for our ginger. We source from about 5 different countries. We even supply it organically, which has been on the growth trend as well.
Which countries?
Brazil, Peru. Peru's where we get the organic one. We get it from Hawaii. Where else do we get it from?
Thailand.
Thailand. Very good. That's another country as well there. So, but the majority of the volume comes from China, Peru, and Brazil. Okay. Number 2, baby red potatoes. I think it's been number 2 for the last 10 years. Your misery. But does anybody know, this is the one that always gets me. Does anybody know what the number 1 specialty fruit or vegetable in the United States is? A vegetable in the United States.
Specialty?
It's probably the one I talk about the most. It's the one it's the one I probably talk about every single event. It's probably one of the items that we serve at like every event. Yes? Huh? Very good, Patricia. That deserves a prize. That. Our Dutch yellow potatoes. So, number one, and has been number one for like 5 years now.
What is it?
Our Dutch yellow potatoes.
Oh, okay.
We actually not only are the only distributors, we're exclusive to it, and it's the only potato. If you ever have baby potatoes and maybe you saw them on the stand, or maybe when you got them at home, you had them by a window, or you have fluorescent lighting in your kitchen, and then like after a week, your potatoes turn green on the outside. Dutch yellow potatoes are the only ones that don't do that. They don't turn green. We like the product so much, that's one of our books, the DYP. If you don't have a DYP cookbook, I'm going to give you one today before you leave. So, and that will tell you 154 recipes on what to do with Dutch yellow potatoes, because you guys will bring in this, you guys will be bringing this home to enjoy during the holiday season. So everything that I pretty much talked about, you'll be able to bring home as well, of course.